Hello.
Hello.
Oh, am I in frame? I don't know if I am.
Hi. Getting more in the frame. I'm still more in the frame.
I don't know how much further I can come. Like,
I always feel like you're the one falling out of frame in all the videos. Whenever I'm like editing them, I'm always like, Matt Palmer's always shy. Don't be shy. Let the people see you.
The corner of the table, like my back's in the corner.
Well, sometimes you have to suffer for your art.
I'm not a sufferer.
Christian Bale lost like 5,000 pounds to play every single role, and then gained it back again to play another 10,000 roles.
Do you think I look like Christian Bale? I am not.
You are the next Christian Bale.
I don't need to. I don't want to do that. Acting seems like a headache. No interest.
Acting's easy.
You always say that, but I'm like, you gotta learn all those lines. You gotta like pretend to be people. It's like, ugh.
It's not as hard as ballet or opera.
I just want to be me. Can I just be me?
Well, in acting, you can just be you. Lots of actors are just like themselves, and they're just so compelling that they're exciting to watch.
That is like Jennifer Aniston.
Like Jennifer Aniston.
Yes.
It works. She's great. She's fantastic.
She is.
And
great hair.
And great hair. And hey, almost got an Oscar nomination for Cake.
Yes, she had that whole press conference ready.
Yes.
That was a sad day.
It was
a sad day. And Cake is good.
She's great in Cake.
She's great in that.
So maybe next time, Jennifer.
Yes.
I know we're all worried about Jennifer Aniston.
I know.
How she's doing.
I know. I feel like if anyone doesn't have enough money or enough clout, it's Jennifer Aniston. Hello?
Hello?
Hi! Back on 2Gay Matt. It's happened.
Okay, we're doing it again?
No, we're not doing the beginning again.
Oh, okay.
We're starting.
Oh, we're starting. Okay.
I was starting now, or do you want me to start? What do you want to say?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, hey, everybody, welcome back to another 2Gay Matt's podcast. Okay, we're not doing that.
We're not doing that today. You know why? Because it's MLK Day.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't have to do anything.
Okay. We're not doing the formal instruction.
No.
We're doing, guys, we're here.
We're here. We're back.
Let's celebrate.
Nat Steele.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. How was your week?
My week was good. What did I do? I bought lots of stuff for the living room, darling.
Oh, has the couch arrived?
The couch has not arrived.
Oh,
no, if the couch arrived, you would know it would be the first thing I utter in this podcast.
I thought because you were like, oh, I'm waiting to buy more things till the couch gets here. I thought that maybe.
No, there are things have arrived. The coffee table has arrived.
Ooh, that little cute one with the 3 little prongs.
It is not the cute one with the 3 little ones because I didn't think it would go well, like color wise.
Okay, wasn't it just like a wood?
It was a wood thing, but like the black stand, like legs, I didn't think would go with the other legs of things that I have.
Okay,
but you know what color it does go?
What
with the living room? A pink coffee table.
Really? Oh my God.
I know. A pink glass coffee. The glass part is pink.
Yeah.
And the little stand on it is gold.
The glass is pink?
The glass is pink. It's a pink glass.
Interesting.
Well, it's like a glass and like there's like this pink thing underneath it and it gives it a pink hue.
All right.
I wouldn't say very subtle, but it's subtle. It's all right. It's chic. It's not like a bright hot pink.
I was going to say, I was imagining like Barbie's Dream House.
No.
Okay.
It's very nice and it'll go well with the teal couch. I bought another piece of art for behind the couch.
Wow.
Which is, it's a wooden thing.
Okay.
That's like, made to order.
Okay. So it's not like, a painting or something.
It's not a painting. It's a stained wood type thing.
Right.
Where's it from? Whatever. It's from Minnesota. Some woman. She does it in Minnesota.
Where'd you find it? Etsy or something?
Oh, like Instagram. I saw this woman's like Instagram, and this one is called Pride.
And
it has. It's like I know. Hey.
As a homosexual.
And the thing is, all of the other pieces of work that she does are named after states, and I love a state theme.
Oh gosh.
But I was like, oh no, I want this one called Pride because it has it's like white mostly, and it has like little pink things, like accents on it and everything. And I think it goes really well. Bought a rug. It's just a white knotted jute rug.
Okay.
Some curtains. Gonna get some other things. It's all coming together.
And does Daniel have any feelings on what the living room looks like? Does it give you any feedback or like things he wants to see?
He loves it all.
Right.
He told me kept apologizing to him. I was like, I'm so sorry. The living room isn't coming together super fast. And he's like, you forget I'm 25 and like this is already the best place I've ever lived on my own. He's like, I don't care about these things yet. And I'm just like, well, I'm older and I care about these things.
Wait, so if he's 25, that means he was born in 1997?
Probably.
Maybe 96?
96, I guess. Because I'm assuming he's turning 27. I hope he hasn't had a birthday yet in January, or else I missed it and I didn't wish him a happy birthday.
Wow. I mean, Butterfly is turning 25 this year.
Wow.
So Butterfly, the album, and your roommate are the same age.
The same age.
Oh my God.
What a time to be born, guys.
What a time. I mean, 1997, great year for music. Velvet Rope, Butterfly, Ray of Light was just around the corner.
Brandy's Cinderella.
Yeah.
Yes.
All things we love.
All things we love.
Yes.
What have you done this week? How have you been?
This week has been good. I'm trying to think. During the week, I mean, we've just been continuing our whole 30 journey. We're about halfway through, I think.
How are you feeling? Are you feeling skinny
good.
and fresh and alive?
I feel very skinny, very fresh, alive. I worry because I don't drink much in life besides like water and then alcohol. Like I'm not a juice person. I don't drink like anything in between water and alcohol. I don't really do a lot of. And so in lieu of alcohol, I have moved on to something else, also addictive. Coffee.
Oh no. Oh, he's become a coffee person.
And so I wake up and I pour my iced coffee. I put in my unsweetened almond milk because it has to be within Whole30. And then I found a nice nut-based creamer in which they're called NutPods. And so I've tried many flavors and wanted, because you can't do any sort of dairy on Whole30. And so I found the best is the cinnamon swirl nut pod. And this is like, they're not paying us to say this, so I don't know why I'm giving nut pod so much, clout. But the cinnamon swirl nut pod is really getting me through every single day.
Okay.
And like at night, before I even started this, had started doing a little bit of like a, what do they call it? Espresso martini moment. And so now what I do is I just put my like iced coffee in like a glass where like a drink would go and make like pretend that it's something.
That's incredible. I can't believe I lost you to coffee.
I mean,
we were in this together as
really
people who
were.
didn't drink coffee, because I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast. I think coffee is one of the most foul flavors on the planet.
The thing that's wild about it is like you don't even like a coffee flavored ice cream or something.
The smell of coffee, everything about coffee is disgusting.
I think it's lovely.
I mean, vomit.
I still am not completely one for a hot black coffee on its own, but give me a little bit of almond milk, a little nut pod on top.
I would need a lot of cinnamon swirl to go in my coffee for me to enjoy my coffee.
Right.
And the most annoying thing that people ask me whenever I tell, that they say to me whenever I tell them that I hate coffee, they're just like, you must have never had really good coffee. And it's like, no, the flavor of coffee is gross to me. What do you not understand?
People are allowed to not like coffee.
Yes.
Like it's a bitter tasting thing on its own. Like it has, you get used to it and there are things to like about it. It's an aroma that wakes people up, but I don't think it's crazy to say you just like coffee. The idea of not even liking a coffee flavored ice cream or like cookie or like brownie moment or something is wild. I feel like those are just lovely universally, but teach their own.
Yeah, I can handle a slight coffee flavor if it's just overpowered immensely with chocolate.
Okay.
A dark chocolate, so I'm tasting all of the chocolate.
Okay.
Yeah, well, this is the most 30s-ish podcast that we've ever had, because it's like we're talking about like the most domestic things.
Hey.
We're talking about like new furniture.
Yes.
We're talking about coffee.
Yes.
And, the young kids listening are probably just like, what?
There weren't young kids listening. I get the demographics. Everyone else is old too. So, but also we also did something else domestic today. We finally decided to take down our colorful string lights on the outdoor area, like out in the patio, and put up some like white lights that are kind of like almost commercial, like if you were going down like a nice street that had outdoor seating, because everything needs to have outdoor seating now because of the whole pandemic thing.
Yes.
And these are the kind of lights that would be floating there, and we had to basically put up a string to keep those sturdy, so you can't just hang up the string of lights because those are too heavy. You need something else to like keep it up. And so I felt very proud of myself that we could do that on our own. We didn't break nary a light. They were all up and standing and looking great. And I walked in expecting for Matt Steele to have a lot of feelings about this. And I was like, Matt, what'd you think of the lights? And he was like, what did they change? And I'm like, Yes, they did. Greatly.
They look nice. They look really nice. They look beautiful.
I wish you'd notice. Did you not notice they were different?
You know, I was just so excited to walk in and do the podcast. And I was so excited that I did not forget anything to bring to this podcast.
I know. Someone read you in the comments being like, ooh, forgetting mics twice in a row. I didn't even think about when you forgot the mic going home.
Yeah.
Well.
And then I messed up the video again because...
You didn't really mess it up.
I didn't really. That was my Final Cut that messed it up. I uploaded it to Final Cut, and for some reason it uploaded to 720p instead of 1080p, which is why the Adele reaction to Oh My God video is a little less quality.
And you know how I feel.
Yes. I got a text right when it came out being like, hi, I love the video. What happened?
I just was like, it's not in 1080. It's not really like HD.
And I was like, I don't know what happened. It was just lower quality when I was editing it. And I just figured that was you that fucked up. And I was like, ooh, Matt Palmer fucked up here.
No, this is what happened. But we all fixed it. It's, we're 2020. We're all just trying to get our sea legs back under us, Sure. And so maybe it just took you a little longer than other people.
Yeah, 2022 is not my year for technology. No. I'm slowly discovering.
That's okay.
But maybe it'll be my year for something else, for furniture.
The
year of furniture.
That's the thing. What technology do you really need?
No, when you got a couch, you don't need any furniture.
That's all you really need.
Yeah, when you got a couch and some coffee.
Hey, and some NutPods.
And some NutPods.
It's not a great name.
Well, I feel like that would be like a good grinder name.
I would not reply to someone who said NutPod.
Oh, I would be like a cinnamon swirl NutPod because I have the red hair and everything.
I don't know. You could stick with vanilla. So there's not a lot of news this week, but should we dive into it?
All right, we're going to dive into the shallow end, I guess.
Yes.
There's not a lot of water in the pool.
I mean, a lot of this is what you knew we'd be discussing today. Mm-hmm. So, Miss Jamie Lynn Spears.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought we were going to talk about something else first. But
really? What did you think we were talking about first? Oh, God. That is literally last. But Jamie Lynn Spears is promoting her new book, which comes out, I assume, soon. It's entitled, I forget, like things I should have said. Mm-hmm. Initially, I believe it was supposed to be called, in a reference to a Baby One More Time lyric, I Must Confess. Okay. And so Jamie Lynn coming on and being like, this book isn't about you, Britney, is like a lie. But anyways, so Jamie Lynn was on Good Morning America and I believe a Nightline promoting the book, having an interview. And the interviewer talks about, times that Britney was describing the book as being erratic or Jamie Lynn feeling unsafe around her. And apparently there was a story in which, according to Jamie Lynn, Britney Spears had Jamie Lynn in a closet with a knife. And this upset Britney to hear. Of course, I feel like there's been 3 Britney posts about this interview.
There have been a lot of Britney posts, and I can't. And like they keep getting shared, and I can't figure out which ones are real and which ones are like doctored up for laughs.
Right. Well, I mean, the one that started with was just like, I think it was Britney basically being like, oh, the 2 things that Jamie Lynn said that hurt me in this initial interview were X and Y. I don't really. I cannot read through these like I do a lot of the times because there's so much. But essentially one of them was essentially her being like, Jamie Lynn, you never had to work for anything. Like you had it so much easier than I did. And everything you have was given to you. And then Jamie Lynn like tweets or like puts on her Instagram story like the people that are going to try to bring you down the most are the people that are scared that you'll tell the truth about them. And then I think Britney saw more of it. And then she also went on about how she had a 104-degree fever and
there was the fever post.
Yeah, she needed an Advil. She didn't get one from security, but then her boyfriend Sam got her Advil. Great. Okay. Then round 2, Britney hears about the knife thing. And it's like, the only time I've been around you with a knife was when I had to cut those sweet potatoes or squashes. And they were way too big for me to be cutting. And I was like, what?
Yeah. The squash story with the knife is a lot. And she's like, and I couldn't even cut it because it was too big. And it's like, all right, that's a detail that we didn't really need.
And she was like, you are the lowest of the low. Only a scum person would do this. And like to say that I did something like this to you in front of your baby, like how low can you go? Blah, blah, blah. Jamie Lynn responds to that and says something. And then Britney's last post was kind of nicer than the other. I mean, it was essentially like, I think it's tacky to us to be arguing as family in public. I just don't know where you got this from. I don't know where this came from. This didn't happen, but I love you. And you did work hard for some stuff. But don't you think, like, I worked so hard and tirelessly all those years, and they locked me away for 13 years, and you were kind of siding with my abusers, blah, blah, blah. But I love you unconditionally. And it's like, okay. Mixed messages,
yes.
But she loves her unconditionally.
Yes, it's very sad when like a family fight, especially between siblings, happens, period, but like is played out so publicly.
Yes.
It's really like this whole scenario is just so devastating because it's just like, how can this family heal?
I know. It's just like not fun really to talk about. It's like initially we were thinking it was going to be fun before Jamie Lynn actually was on Good Morning America. It's like, oh, Britney's gonna have quite the Instagram response to this. But the amount, the length of the responses, the amount of responses there were, the fact that they are like clearly not in any sort of communication at this point, it's just sad. It's just like, it feels like certain scenes on reality shows when you watch them and you feel like, ooh, I don't know that I should be watching this. I don't know that I should be privy to this information. And it's just hard to watch.
That was always something that you felt icky about with the Real Housewives of New Jersey to me. Like when we first started living together, I was like, oh, do you like Real Housewives of New Jersey? And he was like, not as much because there's family involved and that drama is just too real.
Yeah. And it also, I feel like at least when Danielle was on the show, it felt like there was always a threat of someone being killed. But anyways, that was also scary. But yeah, I think the family stuff is always just a little too personal. It's like, I was going to say I get it. Everyone needs to make money. But does Jamie Lynn need to make money? Like, I feel like she's lived off her family and like, you know, Zoe 101 checks or whatever. Like, I feel like Jamie Lynn's doing fine.
Yeah, Jamie Lynn is not hurting.
What's the need for this book? I guess her point of view is, you know, like my voice is as important as anyone else's. Like, it's not just my sister. At what point is it about me? And like, I have to tell my truth, which I get to a degree. But like, you could tell your truth to a therapist or like, just write it down for your own self. Like, I don't know that this is for public consumption.
I mean, having a tell-all book like from the opposite side of the Britney Spears saga is really just sort of like begging for another like more public drama.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I feel very icky about all of it.
Yeah.
I hope it was at least maybe cathartic for her. I
hope
guess.
so.
I don't know.
But
who knows? I mean, I'm not going to read it, but
that's the thing. And I'm like, I feel like because people are curious about the Britney of it all, especially in this post-conservatorship era, I feel like a lot of people are going to read it and say they're not going to, you know, not putting you in that camp. But I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, I would never do that to Britney, but they're so curious. And Britney, if she's going to write a book, it's not ready yet. So like, let's hear from Jamie Lynn. I worry it's a cash grab. I feel like whether Jamie Lynn was talked into this by like book publisher people, or she came up with the idea herself, I feel like it kept getting pushed off until the conservatorship ended, and then magically it's ready for print.
Yeah, that's
quite
fast. That's a quick turnover.
It is. I don't know.
Okay.
It's just sad. Well, Matt Steele, since you're so excited to talk about it.
Oh, it's not going to be last.
It's not going to be last.
How
because
sweet you are to do this for me.
It is very sweet. There's a Degrassi, how do you say it? Degrassi, whatever. Revival coming to HBOMax. Warner Media Kids and Family has greenlit a new Degrassi series that's set to debut on HBOMax in 2023. Laura Azzopardi, who does The Bold Type and Mary Kills People, and Julia Cohen from Riverdale and A Million Little Things will serve as showrunners and executive producers. Lord.
Happy 2022 to me. This is, I mean, I can't. I talk about Degrassi all the time on the podcast.
Yes.
How it is like the greatest show ever and how much I love it. And the fact that it's coming. Normally I would be like, oh, another reboot of something and everything. Right. But it's like, no, I want this. I want this. And the fact that these two showrunners and you know, when I heard that it was on HBO Max, I was kind of like, oh no, are they going to try to make it too edgy? Because the thing with Degrassi that makes Degrassi is it originated as more of an educational television program for teenagers to show real like teenagers in real situations and everything and how they deal with things in real life and everything and not this over dramatized thing. Did Degrassi sometimes become a little over dramatized in certain seasons?
Didn't Drake get shot?
Yes. but the whole idea is like, you know, even when something really, really dramatic happens, these kids are still supposed to feel very real, which for the most part, the show succeeded at. And when it succeeded, it succeeded. But so I was worried when it was it was announced to HBO. It's like, oh, HBO is known for making things like edgy and everything. Are we going to try too hard with this and everything? But I found out that the two showrunners were writers on, previous seasons of Degrassi.
Okay.
They have, the blessings from like Linda Schuyler, the originator, the creator and everything. And so I'm kind of like, okay, I hope that this franchise, the heart of this franchise will stay the same and everything.
But doesn't the Riverdale connection make you a little nervous about that still?
I'm hoping that it's not just like Riverdale Part 2. Like I'm really hoping. I have faith. I have faith. I am so excited. I love like seeing so many people on my timeline were so excited about this, and all the old cast members were just like, I had no idea this was happening.
Wow.
And they're like, people stop asking me questions about it because I know about as much as you.
Right.
And it's not coming for like over a year, but like, I can't wait. I'm counting down the days. I am so excited.
Wow.
Degrassi is Degrassi. I mean, what can you say? You should like petition to write the theme song for it. You can do the next whatever it takes.
Sure. Is whatever it takes the name of the theme song?
That's the theme song for the Degrassi, The Next Generation and everything.
What was the last Degrassi series that you liked or watched? Like, because you didn't watch the Netflix one, did you?
I did not. That's Degrassi Next Class, and that I did not watch. I would say my interest stopped waning around season 12 of The Next Generation. I watched the original, like from the Kids of Degrassi Street in 1979 through the 80s. I wasn't alive for this, but I've seen all of it. Like Degrassi Junior High in the 80s, Degrassi High from the late 80s into the early 90s.
Okay.
And then, Degrassi The Next Generation was, they were my teenage years.
Right.
And the show got really, really phenomenal. Season 3 of The Next Generation, then season 4, the shooting happened, and then the show kind of kept trying to top itself.
And you watched through 12? That's a lot of time when it was just okay that you were still watching.
No. And then like it started getting a little more over dramatized, and it was like, oh, okay. And then season 6 of The Next Generation was just like, this is not good. This is season 6 of Degrassi. I don't care that JT died and it was sad.
Why did
it
you
was
not watch
a good
the Netflix
season.
one if you're so excited about the HBO Max one?
Because I just didn't.
Oh, okay.
Well, but then then I would say around season 8, they got a whole new cast of kids, and it became just as good and sometimes better than like the start of Degrassi, The Next Generation. And then seasons 9 and 10 were just like, oh my God, incredible. And then 11 and 12, and then I moved to LA and, we didn't get the channel where we were living. So I sort of fell off a little bit, but HBOMax is getting the old seasons. I don't know if they're getting like the 80s versions like Degrassi High and Degrassi Junior High. I would love them to be on HBO Max, but I know that they're getting all The Next Generation. I know they are not getting the Netflix ones.
All right, we have to move on.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Did you watch the LA Times Actress Roundtable?
Of course I did.
So, wait, Lady Gaga... I heard that she was drinking prop wine. The only clip I saw was her saying, who here like drinks prop wine and like gets a little drunk and like feels a certain way after actually drinking the prop wine, and everyone's faces being like, what the hell?
You didn't
Is that not what happened?
No.
What happened? She said she drank the prop wine. That did happen.
Yeah, prop wine is water.
And so she was pretending that she was getting drunk off of it?
She was asking everyone, she's like, do you ever like drink the water, like the prop water that's supposed to be alcohol, and feel drunk from that? Essentially saying like, yeah, like I'm so in the moment and everything. And all the other actresses are just like,
oh,
no,
girl,
can't
please.
say we've ever been that invested. And Jennifer Hudson's reaction, just her hands with those sharp nails just clutching into her chest, not moving a muscle, just being like, what? Amazing. I support Lady Gaga's enthusiasm. I'm glad she's having a great time.
I'm glad she's having a good time.
And I thought she was great in House of Gucci. So, hey, girl, get us drunk off of that water.
Sure.
Better to get drunk off of water than drunk off of actual wine.
I mean, you're saying she doesn't get drunk on actual wine. She has a whole Grigio Girl song, sweetie. Let's not be ridiculous.
It's a great song.
Were you happy with the SAG Award nominations?
SAG Award nominations were a little crazy.
Okay. What did you feel was snubbed?
I mean, the biggest snub was Mass in Ensemble. The fact that Mass did not get nominated for Ensemble is devastating and awful and terrible. And the award was literally built for movies like Mass, where the ensemble's like 4 people and they're all giving the best performances of their lives, but whatever.
Was anyone from Mass nominated?
No, but here's the thing. People are like, oh, the Golden Globes have their own taste. They have their own taste and everything. The SAG Awards have their own taste as well. And like, I totally predicted that Mass was not going to get nominated. But the biggest shocker of the day was Kristen Stewart, the front runner for Best Actress for Spencer, did not get nominated for Best Leading Actress.
Wow.
And I was, the entire time after I saw Spencer, I was kind of just like, critics are going to love this, but other like guilds and everything are going to be a little turned off by the movie's a little weird. It's a little kooky and everything.
Do you think she'll still get in for the Oscar?
I think she will still get in for the Oscar.
She'll win?
Yeah. I don't know. That's the thing. Is she was the front runner, and now it's like, is she still? Do we still consider her the front runner? Like what do we? So all the pundits were crazy. It was a learned lesson for film Twitter. Film Twitter just needs to understand that the critics are different from the guilds, which are different from the BAFTAs, which are different from the Academy. And because we go through a whole months and months of critics awards and we think this is what's going to happen. And it's like, nope, critics have their own taste. The SAGs have their own tastes. Everyone has their own taste. So
would you like to see the cast of Only Murders host the Oscars?
The cast of Only... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that's a very cute idea.
Yes.
However, there is a giant push for the Spider-Man producers to try to get the Spider-Man movie nominated for Best Picture.
Yes.
It's not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry. It's just not...
No, it could happen. Wasn't Black Panther nominated for Best Picture?
It was, yes.
You know, there are like 11 nominees now?
Black Panther got better reviews than the Spider-Man movie.
Okay, all right.
And there are... It can be up to 10 or less. It's usually been 9 or 8. But I think it would be a great idea if the Oscars are hosted by Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland. Yeah. They would make a cute trio of hosts because they're desperate to get people to watch the Oscars.
Right.
That would get people to watch.
What if they had to nominate Spider-Man for Best Picture to get them to do that?
I don't think they like have to nominate something in order to get like. I'm sure Andrew Garfield will be very happy to do it.
I bet Tom Holland wouldn't do it.
I bet you Tom Holland.
Wouldn't do it.
He's a little dancer. He's a performer. He's a Billy Elliot. He can do it. He can host.
So would you rather them than Selena Gomez and those old guys?
You mean literally legends Steve Martin and Martin Short?
I don't know that I've seen. I saw Steve Martin. I think Steve Martin guest starred on a 30 Rock I've seen. Very funny. I don't think I've seen Martin Short perform. I don't think I've seen his face before. Curly hair. We need to turn the podcast off. These are like 2 of my idols. I know. I'm sorry. I just have to tell the truth. I'm here to be honest with the audience.
I'm devastated. But Steve Martin's hosted the Oscars before.
Great.
So I think that would be a very fun, trio to host the Oscars and everything. But I don't know if you want to have this inclusion of Marvel stuff. Be like, here are the 3 Spider-Mans to host the Oscars. It'll be fun. It'll be ridiculous.
What percent chance do you think they're nominating the Spider-Man movie for Best Picture?
5.
All right, that's not nothing.
That's not nothing. It's a stacked year though.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know what's going to get that 10th slot if there is going to be a 10th slot.
Too many nominees. I feel this.
There's
way
a lot of movies that come out.
Award show like Grammys, talking to you, Oscars talking. That's too many. That's too many.
Oh,
no one can care about 10 movies and be like, oh, I've seen all of the normal viewers not gonna have seen all of them and have an opinion.
Well, then maybe they should see them.
Well, if they're all on streaming, maybe they will.
I mean, most of them are on streaming, and they will be on streaming by the time the Oscars happen in March.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that Avril's new album is entitled Love Sucks, and it comes out February 25th. I'm excited. She just put out a new single, which is fine. What's it called? I Love It When You Hate Me. It's fine. It's not as good as Bite Me, which I think is excellent.
Okay.
But it is a 12-tracker featuring songs called like F You, All I Wanted featuring Mark Hoppus of Blink-182, Love Sucks, title track, Dare to Love Me, Break of a Heartache. I'm excited. I love Avril. I think this era is going to be good for her, even if the second single's not my favorite.
Okay.
I'm thrilled for Love Sucks.
All right, let's go. Love Sucks.
Love
the
Sucks
album
with an
will
X.
not suck.
S-U-X.
S-U-X. Yeah,
yes.
We're edgy
Avril.
guys.
Hey, the skater girl is back.
Hey, I wish it was like 3 X's and one of the X's was like lowercase.
That would be good.
Yeah,
that would be good.
That would be very on brand.
I'm trying to think, is there any other news that we need to discuss this week? I mean, Scream did well at the box office.
Congratulations, Scream.
Love that.
I hear it's great.
I hear it's good. And Tiffany Haddish got charged with a DUI. Yeah. Fell asleep at the wheel.
Wish her the best.
Wish her the best. Very sad.
Yeah.
We'll take a break.
Okay.
And we'll be back with more 2Gay Mats.
All right, how's the corner? You're good?
The corner's good. We're making it work.
You want a back rub? You want some icy hot?
Welcome back to 2Gay Mats. What part of the show are we in, Mats?
We are on Email My Heart.
Oh, wait, actually, sorry. I did just lead you right into that. I apologize.
Fine, it's fine.
I just wanted to give an update for anyone who was interested in our last podcast. I did listen to Dawn FM by The Weeknd.
Okay.
I think there are good songs on it.
Okay.
Namely, Take My Breath, Sacrifice, and Out of Time. I believe Best Friends I also liked. I think there are very good songs here. My issue with The Weeknd was and remains the tone of his voice is too close to wanting to sound like Michael Jackson. As someone who grew up with Michael Jackson, even though I don't listen to him now, it just is a little too close for comfort. It is the same way I felt when listening to Ariana Grande's first album with Mariah. It's just like, I hear what you're doing and it's close but not right, and it creeps me out. Again, I always liken it to the Uncanny Valley. It's like watching the Polar Express with Tom Hanks. It's just a little creepy.
Okay.
But I think the songs are good. I vocally cannot get rid of the creepy factor.
You think he's still doing more Michael, whereas Ariana Grande has moved on to
100%. She has found her own sound 100%. And I think he's found a sound of his own for sure, but vocally he's just, I don't know, something with the vibrato and like his placement. It's just too like, I'm aiming for Michael, and it's like, please aim away. I don't know. It just makes me a little uncomfortable.
Okay, so maybe that's why people say they don't like my voice.
Yeah,
it's too close to SpongeBob SquarePants.
I think so. It's so clear you were so clearly inspired by SpongeBob.
Absolutely. If it worked for the sponge, it can work for me.
Hey.
So now are we on to Email My Heart?
Yes, we are. Okay. Sorry, I'll be quiet.
This is the section of the podcast where we answer some questions that you guys might have. You can be a part of Email My Heart if you email us at 2gaymats@gmail.com, to spell TWO. And we got a couple questions and one that's not a question, but we'll read it anyway.
Of course.
So this one is from Frankie.
Our friend.
Frankie says, the year of Mariah.
Yes.
Hey,
Isn't every year the year of Mariah?
Absolutely. Hey, Mats, happy holidays. Congrats on all the new changes you both have been experiencing the past year. I hope you both are celebrating the holidays the proper way with Mariah's music, Mariah's cookies, and Black Irish. Salted caramel is the best flavor. In case you couldn't tell, we got this email a little while ago.
Yes.
During the holidays. Anyways, my questions are as follows. When do you think we'll be getting the rock album from Mariah? I've been anticipating this since we first heard about it. A few months ago, Mariah told Alam she wasn't allowed to speak about it, so I can only assume we'll be getting it sooner rather than later. Even though she declared she won't be touring anymore, I do hope we get a performance of Demented or one of the other songs on Someone's Ugly Daughter. What do you think? Second question. Mariah has been talking about the Butterfly Lounge for the last few weeks. I'm still not sure what it is, but I predict it's her version of an at-home concert/documentary. She also said she's working on doing something new with The Roof with a surprise guest. Do you think this will be a moment where she performs real fan favorite album cuts such as The Roof? As much as I love my queen, I could definitely go without another performance of Hero. Anyways, love you both. Cheers to the new year.
Yes, cheers to the new year to you too, Frankie. We love you. I think the rock album is coming in some incarnation, and for whatever reason, I feel like Mariah's been dropping hints about collaborating with a younger person. And I don't even know if this girl sings, but weirdly, I know that Mariah and Millie Bobby Brown are friends. And for whatever reason, I just have a feeling that she's involved in the re-recording of this rock album, because I don't know that Mariah ever found the versions of the songs with like her 1996 vocals on them. But I don't know, I just feel like Millie Bobby Brown is involved. We'll check back and see if this is right. This is like my rarities prediction all over again.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know if you are correct. This is really a swing.
And that's honestly the best thing about this podcast is like, I have felt and thought things about Mariah that she was going to do, and then she did them, and I'm like, but no one knows. So now you all know.
And there was evidence. I feel like you said on like the podcast or something about the rarities, and you were like, I feel like this is happening.
The B-sides are coming. Yes. So Secondly, I think the Butterfly Lounge, I think you were absolutely right. I think it is a documentary that hopefully is going to get streamed on Netflix. I also think it is her. I think she's going to be revisiting songs, and it's going to be kind of an extension of that We Belong Together 12-minute version or whatever she put out.
Okay.
Where she's re-recording songs like The Roof. And she just mentioned, I think that she was doing something special with The Roof recently. And I think it's also going to include some collaborations with other artists. So I think she's had Brandy in the studio, for example, but like around the time of her, making Fall in Love with at Christmas, I think there were other artists that she collaborated with. I don't know if it's just for Butterfly songs, probably not, but it is the 25th anniversary of Butterfly, so who knows? But I think she is going to be like re-examining her catalog and like performing new versions and doing new collaborations on songs that existed in the past. I do honestly hope that there's new music attached to the Butterfly Lounge as well, because I would love to hear some new Mariah music. But if we're getting new Brandy background vocals on an already layered song like The Roof, that would be iconic. Or if she was even on like a baby doll, like I think it's going to be that. That is my assumption. I think you're not off the mark. I just think they're going to be more collaborations. And I think the We Belong Together 10, 12-minute version is a good idea of what is coming.
Okay. Well, who is she going to collab with for Petals?
I don't know that Petals is going to make the cut.
Oh, come on. Come on.
I don't know, because I think songs like that are so personal to her. I can't imagine her being like, I don't know, like, Daughtry, get on this one.
I think it'd be amazing if it could be a time where sisters reunite and she could do a collab with Allison.
Oh, okay.
On Petals.
We're not there. That woman is her ex-sister. We read the fucking memoir, darling.
Okay, but also we've seen the Britney Instagram post, and she's still at the end of it said, "But I still love you, Jamie Lynn."
Sweetie, did you read the same memoir I did? This is not some Jamie Lynn Britney Instagram beef. Like, this is, she tried to sell me to a pimp. Let's move on.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Okay, so the next, it's not a question, but it's a nice email. Comes to us from Jordan. Jordan, subject line, the resurgence of Kelly Clarkson. Of course we have to read it. Hi, Matt. I don't even think I have a question. I just need to pass along this Kelly Clarkson cover to make sure you've experienced it. Recently, it seems like everyone on Twitter is just discovering Kelly can sing better than anyone, which I find funny. Hopefully, this extra attention is motivating her to get to that new album soon. Pause up for Kelly. I'm assuming it's the
She Used to Be Mine. Woo! So good. Just like, what a vocalist. And that's the thing, is we take for granted the fact that Kelly Clarkson is on national TV every day singing like that.
Yes.
But man alive, she sounds amazing. And I do feel like the world is finally remembering that Kelly can outsing all of our faves. And I hope it translates into album sales. She has basically confirmed that the album is coming this year. Thank God. I think it's done and been done. She kind of was like, I just wanted my personal life to be more settled before I actually put it out, which makes sense. And so I think we're getting to that point. She also kind of hinted that maybe there's a covers album coming in the same year.
Okay.
So we'll watch out for that. But I am glad that we all are rediscovering the town of Kelly, and I hope it translates into people paying attention to her music, even though she's not 25 anymore.
I just think this cover of She Used to Be Mine confirms that Kelly Clarkson does great renditions of show tunes.
Oh,
and
we all knew that.
We need more show tunes from Kelly Clarkson. When in 2002, after she won American Idol, I was always like, make a Thoroughly Modern Millie movie starring Kelly Clarkson. I don't think that would happen now. Obviously,
you got from Justin to Kelly.
We got from Justin Kelly, close enough.
Next best thing.
Yes, and but Kelly Clarkson can sing the fuck out of a show tune. I mean, you saw our reaction to It's Quiet Uptown, and if you haven't, watch it because it's our best one. I'm just like, I want to hear Kelly sing more show tunes. That's all I have to say about that.
I agree.
So next question comes to us from Kevin. Kevin says, make someone huge. Hey, Matt and Matt, I hope you're both doing great. A question for Email My Heart. If you could click your fingers and make any artist or group much more successful than they currently are, i.e. in line with how successful you think they should be, who would it be? My answer for this has always been Jasmine Sullivan. How fantastic that she's not really eligible anymore. Justice.
I know.
So instead, I have two other picks. One, there's a boy band I've been following for years now called Pretty Much, who have the talent, the vocals, and the bops. My favorites are Healthy and On My Way, though they really don't have a bad song. They're just missing a big hit.
Wow.
And two, they're just getting started, but the three-piece R&B girl group, the Shindellas, released one of my favorite albums of 2021, and I'm shocked shocked and appalled that a song as brilliant as Win My Heart is on under 10K Spotify streams. You have to listen to this one. Look forward to hearing your thoughts if you answer this. I think pretty much was was it Jordan was it Kevin who sent us the K-pop videos?
They're not K-pop.
Aren't they?
I don't think Pretty Much is K-pop.
I feel like there's a K-pop group that has a name that's sort of like Pretty Much.
Maybe I'm making that up, but in my head, I don't think they're K-pop. If they are, I apologize for getting that wrong.
Okay. Do you have an answer? Because I have an answer. Oh yeah, Pretty Much isn't K-pop.
No, I think they're not.
I've seen Pretty Much around.
Yeah, I've seen them before. I think my answer, and I'm going to change the question a little bit because my people are not current, but people who should have been big in their heyday. There was a girl group called Electric Red that came out, I want to say around 2008, 2009, and they were basically singing everything that The Dream wrote for them. And man alive, if that album is not like bop after bop after bop, it's all so catchy, so beautifully sung, so explicit. And it's like, I want them to, I to this day, still listen to this album at the gym. It is so incredibly good. And they just deserve so much more. Like, Mwah is the perfect opening. Like, I need to go through the entire track list and tell you why every song is great, but you need to look them up. Electric with a K, Red.
Electric Red. What year was this, right?
I want to say 2008, 2009.
Okay.
Like, excellent. So hooky, so incredible. I also very much liked an artist by the name of Nicole Ray. And Nicole Ray had a song with Missy Elliott. It was, if not the early 2000s, it could have even been the 90s. She had a song that was a big hit called Make It Hot that was really good, but she never really had a follow-up hit. And she had a song that came out a few years later, who was definitely in the 2000s, called If I Was Your Girlfriend. And it's not a Prince cover like that TLC song, but it is also excellent. And I'm like, guys, I want to hear more from Nicole Ray. She clearly has an ear. She has vocal talent. She has the ability. She even could have been on that BET reality show where they pulled all the girl groups in with like Nivea and Aubrey O'Day. I would have watched her on that. Nicole Ray, justice for Nicole Ray and justice for Electric Red.
Okay. All right. Well, I think, this person is known, I'm sure, by many people who listen to us and everything. And, she's gotten respect from the Grammy Awards and critics and alike and everything. But the fact that Julia Michaels is not a household name.
I know.
The fact that this girl has written such consistently good pop music
album
for other people, including herself,
yes.
just bop after bop. The fact that she gets the sound so well and has such a distinct touch. I listen to so many songs by Selena Gomez and I'm like, Julia Michaels.
Exactly.
Like you know just
it at the very beginning.
And they work so well for her album and her mini album that came out in like 2017. She is such a talented writer.
Yes.
And the fact that she is not a huge name right now is just devastating.
Gross. It's gross.
And
honestly.
she's, famous.
She's doing well.
She's doing fine. People are doing well. Jennifer Aniston's doing fine.
Right.
Julia Michaels is doing fine.
Electric Red and Nicole Ray, I actually don't know how they're doing.
Okay.
But they deserve more. But yes, Julia Michaels is doing fine, but she should be more known as an artist. And even more, I want more writing because I still listen to Bad Liar and I'm like, shit.
Is
there a better song?
Oh my God.
A classic piece of music.
Excellent song.
Thank you to all involved.
And like last year, All Your Exes, one of the best songs of 2021. Also, we got a question on our Patreon. I forget who asked us, are we going to do another listening party of our favorite songs of 2021? Probably not.
But it's a good idea, and All Your Exes would be on mine.
Oh, yes.
Maybe my number one.
Yes.
It's so good.
Yes.
So Matt Steele.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
What has been giving you moments, darling? Should I just say what movie has been giving you moments, darling?
Sure, because it's two.
All right, which ones are they?
All right, so first I saw Macbeth, The Tragedy of Macbeth. The only one Coen brother directed this one.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, and obviously starring Denzel Washington, Frances McDormand. I enjoyed it very much. I have to say, the art direction of this movie was stunning. The fact that everything was filmed indoors and it looks like you were just like in this giant, beautifully done, like total magical. And I love movies that are filmed in studio. Like I love it. Fuck going on location. I want the magic to happen in like a giant room that looks like the outdoors. I love it. Cinematography also incredible. Obviously, Frances McDormand and Denzel Washington, they are Denzel Washington and Frances McDormand. Catherine Hunter, who plays all three of the witches, is the name that should be touted from this movie over and over and over again. She's a British actress, a British acting teacher, I believe, as well. She's such a physical performer and I haven't seen such a theatrical performance in a movie in so long. Just her physicality, the way she uses her voice. She's, I guess, a very flexible woman. She literally performed like one of her monologues with her like legs around her ears. Like, she is so fantastic as the witches. If she got a surprise Best Supporting Actress nom, come Oscar nomination morning, I would be very happy. It would be very deserved. I also saw another movie that is also creating waves and might get that coveted 10th slot. And it is a foreign film called Drive My Car. It is a Japanese film. And it is 3 hours long. And I would like half an hour in, I was just like, I have to pee. I was like, oh no, I have to pee.
Did you get up and go?
I did not, because I was just like, no, I was like, I am too focused on what is happening. It is a beautiful movie about a man who is both an actor and a director, and like sort of like he has a big philosophy on acting, how it can, you can train and everything. And so he loses his wife passes away, and it's all about his grief. He goes and directs a show, and he loves rehearsing lines in his car. But for this show, for like safety reasons, they always have their guest artists have a driver for them.
Okay.
So he becomes close with his driver, who is also going through her own grief in her own sort of way. It's a long movie, but the way the characters are fleshed out is so good. I'm so captivated by all of them. The performances are all so good. The leading guy is Hitoshi Nishijima.
Okay.
Excellent. The girl who plays the driver is excellent. There's an amazing supporting performance by Masaki Okada, who delivers such an incredible monologue in such a brilliant way. I truly loved the movie. I encourage everyone to, Toko Miura is the girl who plays the driver. She is excellent. I really encourage everyone to see it. It's such a wonderful reflection on grief, how people deal with it. And I loved it. I think it'd be wonderful if it got a Best Picture nomination. It's definitely winning Best International Feature, especially since Titan unfortunately didn't make the shortlist for nominations. So it's currently the front runner for International Feature. I think it'd be exciting if it got a nomination for Best Picture as well. Really, really cool.
When are those nominations coming out? Do we know?
I forget.
Oh, okay.
I totally forget.
It's got to be soon.
It's got to be soon. Yeah, I'm excited to see them because, I mean, without the Golden Globe ceremony, and now you see like the SAGs kind of went in their own direction with nominations, especially with like supporting actor. There were surprise nominations galore and everything. So it really seems like all these different ceremonies are having their, and especially with the Critics Awards and everything, are having their own sort of visions and everything. They're having their own sort of opinions. And so I'm excited to see how this shapes award ceremonies like leading up to the future, because it just leads to more surprises at the Oscars, which I am always down for.
All right. Yeah. Well, for me, I only have a couple of things as far as the television goes. We finished Queer Eye finally. It was a lovely season. I encourage everyone to watch it. It's very feel good. It's like, of course, it's what you know Queer Eye is. A little formulaic, but it does leave you warm and fuzzy. We also just started the Saved by the Bell season 2 on Peacock.
Did you watch the first season?
Oh, yeah. I watched it during COVID, like during peak COVID. And season 2 is maybe even funnier.
Okay.
The first episode opens with like a very sweet Screech tribute, and it was heartbreaking, but it's still, the show is so incredibly funny and so quick-witted and so tongue-in-cheek. I cannot recommend it enough. If you're not watching Saved by the Bell, season 2 is excellent, even better than season 1, but watch them both because they're truly lovely. Josie Toda, she is so unbelievably funny. She basically is essentially like Jenna Maroney, but as a high schooler, and she's such an iconic character. All the kids are incredible actors. And I can't stop looking at the guy who plays, I don't even remember the guy's name. There's one black guy who came from a different school who is now kind of fitting in, but still is like a little on the outs with the other kids. And the actor's engaged to JoJo. And every time I look at him, I'm like, good for you. you, JoJo. Because he's such a good actor and he's so good on the show and he does a great job.
And he's married to a legend and an icon and the moment.
He is going to be married to one.
To Joanna Levesque.
I know.
Herself.
Mr. Levesque does a beautiful job on the show. And lastly, I just want to shout out an album that I listened to for the first time, like in earnest, and over the past week. And Vincent's album, There Will Be Tears, is so fucking fantastic. I just hadn't gotten around to listening to it. And also, you know, he is I hadn't really gotten to listen to it, but he was having this contest or like saying, oh, I'm going on tour and looking for LGBT openers in every city. And so I was like, hey guys, say me. And you should still tweet him that I should open for him. But his album is so excellent and so beautifully produced, and like the vocals are out of control. If you don't know Vincent, Vincint, by the way, he rose to fame because he was on a Fox show called The Four, and he has an outstanding performance of Radiohead's Creep that went viral. And so he's been putting out music ever since then. I think I talked about Please Don't Fall in Love a year or two ago, which is another.
That's a great song.
A great song. And so there's so many beautiful songs on this album. There Will Be Tears. The vocal arrangements are incredible. The production is top notch. And a song that really stuck out to me, I love the confessional writing of a song called The Friend. I feel like if we've all kind of had moments feeling like, oh, we're always just the friend. We never get the kiss in the rain. Like, and it's just like, you can tell it's just so relatable. It's so well written. The album is lovely. It is also so fun. And it's just proving that you can be fun and emotional and sing well all in the same breath of an album. I cannot recommend it enough. Vincent, There Will Be Tears, 10 out of 10.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
All right.
Can't wait till hopefully you see both of us in concert in LA. Post Omicron.
Exactly. Yes.
All right. So is there anything else we need to tell the people today?
I don't think so. Matt Palmer, what are you doing for your Martin Luther King Day? How are you celebrating?
I'm going to not work. That is going to be my celebration. I'm also, I've hired a TaskRabbit to put up the stick and peel wallpaper in my office.
Stick and peel.
Yes. And I was like, oh, I could do this myself, and tried to do one panel. I was like, oh, I can't do this.
No, I'm too scared.
I don't have that capability. I already messed up a little part of it. It's like, you know what? There are people who can do this professionally.
Yes.
That are not me. So
stick and peel is horrifying.
Oh my gosh. I just never do it yourself. I mean, unless you can, and like, good on you. But if you're a normal like myself, no, I don't have that. I just put up some lights pretty well today, you know, with Jackson.
Yeah.
I don't have, This is just an automatic no.
Yeah. So how easy it could go wrong.
Oh,
yes.
Not going to have it. So that's happening tomorrow. And I think that's essentially it.
That's great. I'm working.
Well, good.
What are you going to do?
That's what Martin Luther King would have wanted.
You know?
Oh, gosh. Well, I guess that's it for us. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. And we'll be back next week with more 2 Gay Mats, the podcast.
Bye.
Bye.